City of the Third Division. Your commentator down in London at Selhurst Park, John Howell.
Well, Dwayne Darby's goal 2 weeks ago gives Hull genuine optimism for a rare taste of glory against a Palace side that hasn't won at home this season. That's a bit of a conundrum because they have won here at Selhurst Park, but it was in their away fixture against Wimbledon, who of course share the ground. Well, Palace go into the second leg without some key players, Attilio Lombardo, Bruce Dyer and Andy Roberts among others. Perhaps the most famous name on show is in the opposition. Mark Hateley has taken on the awesome task of trying to lift Hull City from the depths of depression, and he leads from the front tonight, returning to the Hull attack. Hull's other experienced players are all missing: Glyn Hodges, Neil Mann, Kevin Gage and Darby, but Ian Wright does play. Sadly, not the one who made his name here before going on to become the superstar that he is. We've got one of the top Premier League referees in charge tonight, Paul Durkin from Portland in Dorset. Well, the Tigers need to roar tonight, and their supporters, and Mark Hateley said there are about 1,500 of them here in London, certainly made a good noise for the start of this game. The Hull fans have had some miserably lean times over recent years, and there's a real belief that with the arrival of David Lloyd at the club, some money will eventually be injected and the club can rise. This is Peacock, who treads on the ball, but gets a second stab at it. Headed forward by Carl Viet, former Sheffield United player, and then Rio for Hull. It's found its way into Hateley. What Hull really do want is an early goal. He's offside, it won't count. They're shouting and the Hull fans, but it's no goal. What a lovely moment it would have been for Chris Betley to tuck that one away, but it doesn't count. He was offside and the flag was raised well before he put the ball in the net. Shipley might just get the touch. It's a brilliant save from Wilson. Shipley given a glimpse of the Hull City net there, looks as though he's going to beat Wilson, but the Hull goalkeeper, who's only just returned to the side, makes an instinctive stop, and what a fine save that is. Gordon's corner for Palace. Hull can't afford to concede here, and they won't do because there's a free kick. And it's Linnigan. Not a good one from him. On right, slight miss kick. Tony Bryan's there alongside him, the experienced Bryan, and he's hit a good long ball in here, and there might be another chance for Hull City. Bryan Darson across, but if Betley sticks to his task, Hull can still get something from this. Oh, the reverse ball was perfect for the Israeli. And he's played not a bad ball. This is Warhurst, another fine save from Wilson. Steve Wilson is on top form and he's keeping Crystal Palace at bay. Warhurst, who's got good feet and knows where the goal is too, is thwarted. That's Billy Kirkwood, Mark Hateley's assistant, who's come down from Scotland to Boothferry Park, a well-known name in that part of the world, north of the border. Hull certainly tried to play football in the first leg at Boothferry Park. Well, hit and miss stuff. This is Peacock, the shot just wide. Not a bad try. One of the top goal scorers over the last couple of seasons. A man who came out of non-league football a couple of years ago and scored on his debut. And he rattles the ball just the wrong side of the upright. Steve Coppell has twice led Crystal Palace to promotion, notably, of course, against Sheffield United in the playoffs at Wembley in May. But he knows there's a bit of work to do here in this Premier League side. They need a couple of established players. That's a nice knockdown for Hateley. And Hateley goes on. Has he taken it one touch too far? He has. Nothing wrong with the approach work. Well, one of those who had to be alert and to get across there. Rioch making sure he can get a good hold on the ball. It's a real mishap in the Crystal Palace defence there, involving the goalkeeper Miller, who really flapped at that. Well, the former Watford goalkeeper has a good record, but he didn't perform convincingly there. Palace have been very nervous at home this season. Even on Saturday they led 2-0 against Bolton and in the end only won a point. But Linnigan has pushed the ball forward this time. Warhurst, they've got a lot of bodies in here, Palace now. Oh, there's an appeal for a handball, a very loud appeal as well, and I'd certainly like to see that again. And in fact there you see Zohar claiming a handball. The referee would have been unsighted from his position. There might still be something here for Palace. No, a total miss in there by Viet. Fresh air shot. More defending for Hull to do. Well, that was the moment where I thought a handball might well have been given. Well, Hull have given a good account of themselves and they've managed to get the ball up into Palace territory again, and Chris Bettany's working hard here. And he'll try and feed one into Haitley, and Mark Haitley might just get in. Well, he may not be as quick as he used to be. In the old days, Haitley might have been in there, but Boxall nipped it away from his toe end. Still, Hull have a corner. And they've already shown that they do have height that can trouble the Palace defence. Miller hasn't looked comfortable at all as yet. And up go all the defenders. Greaves is in there, Wright's in there, Hocking's in there. Richard Peacock. And he's delivered it long, and here comes Wright! And Ian Wright has done the unbelievable. He's scored for Hull City. They are jubilant, almost disbelieving. It's Wright's first goal of the season, and what a team to get it against. And Hull City, very much the underdogs. They can't score goals at all in the league, but they now lead Crystal Palace by 2-0 on aggregate, courtesy of this thumping header from Ian Wright. Inside Miller's left-hand upright, direct from Peacock's corner kick, and what a moment to cherish for Hull City, for Ian Wright and the travelling fans. Crystal Palace worried enough to be making a substitution, and it's Danny Boxall who is going off, sweeper, and this must be a tactical move. So sweeper is withdrawn, and an out-and-out striker, George Endar, is on for his first appearance of the season. He's got pace to burn, this fella. Stern challenge, and the referee says play on because the free kick would have gone to Palace anyway. Shipley. Of easy balls for Hull to eliminate, but the referee says play on, and there's danger this time. Gordon was flinging himself at the ball there, and Hull kept it away from Dean Gordon, the fullback who loves to get forward, and that's the end of the half. And what a half for Hull City. They've got a few heroes out there. The goalkeeper Steve Wilson, for one, who's made some exceptional saves, and the goal scorer Ian Wright, his first of the season. What a time to get it. Half time is Crystal Palace 0, Hull City 1. And away we go again. And we're interested as to what Mark Haitley said to his players at half time. I think he said more of the same. Keep your nerve now. Because Palace are bound to throw everything at Hull City. That wasn't a bad touch, and this is a good one. And this, well, it looked as though Viet was in, and that man Steve Wilson can do no wrong at the moment. The Australian looked a certain scorer. Zohar initially, a little touch from Warhurst, a neat one it was to Shipley, it was in fact, and then Viet rammed it against Wilson's knee. Dean Gordon now on the right foot. This is over the top. It's exactly what we expected, is this tie. Hull pulling people behind the ball, Palace coming forward in numbers, and Dean Gordon on his right foot this time puts it over. Just three up in the centre. Warhurst. Oh, he's got it out to Edworthy here. And there's danger once again to Hull City. And there is the equaliser from Carl Viet. Well, it's the goal that Palace desperately needed to get back into the tie. And it's a bit of a sickener for Hull. But Carl Viet timed the run perfectly, and Koppel shows the relief. There's a lovely touch on there to Edworthy. The cross was perfect for him, and diving in at that one, Carl Viet gets the equaliser that Palace so badly needed. Shipley got his header through for Edworthy, and now he'll carry on running here, but it's shepherded back nicely by Ross. Oh, and a poor touch, and Haitley seeks to take advantage. The ref says play on. Can Mark Haitley finish it here? Well, it was a good try from the former England man, and Kevin Miller has kept Crystal Palace in the Coca-Cola Cup. The slip by Linnigan enabled Haitley to get in, and he rolled back the years, thumped the shot in, and it was heading for the top corner. Well, they've had a wonderful night so far. It's still 1-1, and let me remind you, if it stays that way, Hull win and go to Newcastle. Edworthy's got forward now. And the ball taken away from Friedman by Little Quigley. Friedman did enough there though, and Palace have the throw. And it's going to be played in here. Oh, and danger! Oh, it's got in! Endar stretched out that long leg of his, and Palace have the lead for the first time on the night. And there didn't really seem too much on there. But George Endar has resurrected Crystal Palace hopes for Steve Koppel. And it all came about because Dougie Friedman had hustled, he then crossed the ball in, it was flicked on, and Wilson was stranded. And that's where it was played in by Friedman, then the flick on, and the touch in by George Endar, the substitute. Remember, the tie is now 2-2 on aggregate, but Hull would go through after a period of extra time if it stayed that way. Through to Friedman, this could be the turning point. It's Dougie Friedman. Oh, couldn't have been closer. Well, Steve Koppel sent on the Scot with a clear message, go and get me a goal. He's laid one on for Endar, and he's nearly scored one himself. Friedman wending his way through. Still Friedman. Oh, that's a terrific try. Yet another super stop from Steve Wilson. He's not the biggest goalkeeper, but I tell you what, he's so brave, is this fellow. And he's agile. Dougie Friedman really hit this one, and that save had to be made. Haitley gets back there to help out his players. And it's Linnigan up there. Oh, unbelievable! It's spooned over by Paul Warhurst from no more than 3 yards. Well, goodness gracious me, how did he put this one over? Linnigan and Gordon had got up, and, well, it seems impossible to get the height on it that Warhurst did from there. Unbelievable. Well, the referee has given a signal to one of his assistants. And we are moving into a 30-minute period of extra time here. Although Palace scored twice, Paul Warhurst missed the easiest imaginable opportunity just before the end, and so we have 30 minutes of extra time. So 30 more minutes, the game is going to end well after 10 o'clock in the evening, but whichever side wins won't mind that. And here's a chase immediately for Haitley. It's Haitley against Linnigan, and Haitley, if he picks himself up, Fewings, oh, he's missed it. Oh, what a golden opportunity that Paul Fewings had there. There was no whistle. Linnigan was struggling. Edworthy was down on the ground when that touch came from Linnigan. It came perfectly for Fewings, really, but the goalkeeper probably just put him off. Greg Rioch, who's an inspirational captain for Hull City, and then Fewings, and then Haitley. There's a big gap on the right, and it'll come in here for Fewings. Well, there was a block which took the ball a foot wide, but both sides are tiring and chances are appearing at both ends. Haitley, if only he'd known Peacock was free on his right, that was a vital block from Linnigan. Fewings almost got around Edworthy. Just a check inside, and then it's just going to be too far for Gavin Gordon. Well, it really is Route 1 football at the moment. As soon as either goalkeeper gets it, they crack it upfield. And so it's Palace moving forward again with Dougie Friedman. Oh, and he's checked well. That's a brilliant piece of play from Friedman. Oh, he's done tremendously well here, and he's still going to win the corner. Exceptional play from the Scot. And this is the first alarming moment, really, for Hull City in extra time, because they're all going to be in for this one. Can Wilson and his colleagues stand firm? It'll be in for Linnigan, wide. Well, you always know that Linnigan or Hrydarson are going to be on the end of these, and Linnigan at 6'4" is the one. Can't direct it. Didn't miss by a lot, but from a Hull point of view, it missed by enough. Fewings did really well to keep that in. He'll come for Undar. Into Warhurst. Is he going to do it this time? He cannot believe it. He just cannot believe it. Every time Paul Warhurst gets anything on target, Steve Wilson somehow denies it. Undar again. Sliced out for the corner by Hocking. Warhurst did so well to elude Wright that Wilson has done magnificently tonight. And it's the Hull fans who are singing for the moment, but here's a Palace chance, and Wilson! Oh, has it gone over the line or not? Well, the referee's assistant says it hasn't gone in, much to Wilson's relief. A heart-stopping moment for the goalkeeper. With Shipley there, he palmed it down, and he was right, you know, it didn't go over. Well, it's been a valiant performance to hold on against the Premier League side of the quality of Crystal Palace. And they're still holding on. Shipley, the Palace fans roaring, the ball in towards Warhurst. And it's that young defender Hocking who turns it away. And Hull City, 91st in the Football League, send their supporters into delirium. They've knocked out Premier League Crystal Palace. Mark Haitley, the player-manager, played his part. The early goal by Ian Wright is the one that has done the trick, along with Steve Wilson's bravado. Hull City go through on the away goals rule. Palace won on the night, 2-1, but Hull go through on the away goals.
Terry Yorath in the studio. Fantastic game, and really no more than Hull deserved, was it?
Oh, they completely deserved it. You know, they were in the game right from the beginning. They battled. They did everything a manager hoped for, and he was a good example for them. He led from the front.
He still looked bewildered at the end, didn't he? Couldn't believe it, I don't think.
I think he'd be thinking to himself, why can't we do this in the league?
Well, how do you account for a side right down at the bottom of the third division doing that to a Premiership club?
Well, I think, you know, sometimes you need a break. You need a bit of luck, and perhaps that's Hull's break this evening, you know, and they'll be looking to do that in the league and get more points on the table, and they'll be looking forward to Newcastle. OK, well, we'll be looking at the game in more detail in a moment, but now let's find out the views of those close to the action down at Selhurst Park. They've been talking to John Helm.
Yeah, we dug in deep. I pulled off a few good saves, but we defended well, and to be fair, we could have scored a few chances, I know.
You're a Hull-born lad. What does it mean to you after so many lean years?
Brilliant. I mean, I've had my time here. I've been here about 6 or 7 years. I've been in and out of the first team, and this has been a great day for me. And we'll be coming from Mullinall and bring on Newcastle, really.
And you don't get too many goals. What a one to get tonight.
Yeah, the gaffer said this morning it's about time I scored, so when I did, it was pleasing for everyone, I think.
Could you believe it when it went in?
Not initially, but once the lads came and give us a round of applause, right? It was.
Now, when it got to 2-1, did you begin to think, oh, we've blown it?
Not really. They've got to score another one, else we'd go through in the away goals, and we just had to dig deep and defend for our lives, really.
Well, so let's just recap. Hull have gone through on the away goals rule, and Ian Wright, well, he was obviously delighted, but there's got to be a question over the Crystal Palace defence on that goal, hasn't there?
Well, at the beginning there was somebody picking him up, but they ball watched. They went towards the ball was floated over their heads, and there he is on his own. He's definitely got the right name. Good goal for Hull, great goal for him to settle down and for him to compete in the tie.
And perhaps watching for Mark Hateley there.
Well, yeah, Mark is obviously the danger man, that's what they'd be thinking. And probably nobody in the Palace side would have heard of this Ian Wright, but they know now.
They did so well, Hull, and just when you thought that they weren't going to concede at all, Carl Viet popped up with a goal.
Well, Palace weren't playing that well. You know, their final ball in was bad, but here's the first one. That's probably the best cross they had all night. Maybe the goalkeeper could have come for it, but he's taken the goal very well. Good ball inside the fullback, great cross. Gets people thinking, and up he pops.
No chance for the keeper then?
I thought he might have come for it. I thought he had a chance for it.
OK, even at 1-1, Hull still came for it. Great chance for Mark Hateley, wasn't it?
Well, we were saying, should they sit back and let Palace come at them? But they didn't, you know, and there's Hateley, he's harassed and he's chased. And the best part about that is he hits the target, makes the goalkeeper make a save.
Tragedy, really. We all thought, well, when Georgian Dar got that second, that was going to be it.
Well, it was another cross. They had a little bit of a flick on at the near post. And then it ends up him screwing his leg around the defender and putting it in the back of the net. But he took it very well. Maybe the defender was found wanting. He should have attacked the ball. There you've got three defenders there, and he wins the ball, and he took it very, very well.
Absolutely no doubt in your mind about the man of the match, Steve Wilson.
Oh, it had to be him, didn't it? You know, he made enough saves to win him many games this season.
Well, we just picked out two, and that was very early in the game.
Shipley there was through. He's hit a nice height for the goalkeeper. Here's the second one. Freeman hit it well, played a good one too, but he's there again, you know, and he's made maybe 10, 11 saves like that this evening.
As you said, we could have picked any number of those. Well, do you really think they can go to Newcastle, because that's where they've got to go now, and can they give them a game?
Well, I think they'll go to Newcastle and try and enjoy it. That's the best way to look at it. Obviously, Mark Hateley will have them primed up on Newcastle, what he expects from them, but league points at this stage are far more important to Hull.
Okay, well, I'm sure they will go there and enjoy it.